They laughed. The moment the old man shuffled into that courtroom, limping slightly, coat too big for his frail shoulders, the room erupted in whispers and smirks. One young attorney leaned to his assistant, chuckling. "This guy thinks he can defend himself." Another whispered, "Looks like he got lost on the way to the VA hospital." Even the bailiff bit the inside of his cheek to keep from smiling, but nobody noticed. The ribbon on his chest. Nobody cared about the medal until the judge stood up and saluted. "Before we go further, tell us, Marat, where in the world are you watching this story from? We'd love to hear your voice in the comments." The courtroom was packed. A local man had filed a lawsuit against a housing complex, a veterans' home, accusing the old residents of disturbing the peace and violating a zoning law. It was a petty case. A technicality. A greedy grab for the land? Representing the old soldiers? Sergeant Harold Dunley, 82 years old. Silver hair cropped military short. Every inch of him looked like a man time had forgotten, until court was in session. The prosecutor launched into his argument. "Your Honor, the residents are violating city ordinances. Loud morning drills, strange activities. There are reports of flag ceremonies." He practically laughed through the words. The lawyer glanced at Harold, arms folded, waiting for the old man to crumble. When the judge asked who would speak for the defendants, Harold rose slowly. He didn't look like he could even hold a pen steady. No attorney, no fancy briefcase. Just two things, a folder of weathered papers and a purple heart pinned to his jacket. Whispers filled the court again. Is that real? Is he serious? What can he even say? He cleared his throat. "Your Honor," Harold said, voice low but firm, "we don't disturb peace. We fought for it." He opened the folder. Inside a tattered journal, a map from the Gulf War dog tags. He held them carefully. Then he looked up. "Every morning we raise the flag for the soldiers who never made it home. The drills? That's how we keep from forgetting the men who died beside us while we slept in the dirt." Two elderly men sitting in the back, one missing an arm, the other in a wheelchair, wiped their eyes. Harold pulled something from his breast pocket. A photo, 5 young men in uniform, arms slung over each other's shoulders. Only 2 of them were still alive. "We do these things," Harold added, voice breaking, "because when you've seen hell, you cling to the rituals of meaning." The judge leaned forward slightly. His eyes didn't move from that photo. The prosecutor scoffed. "With all respect, Your Honor, this is irrelevant to the zoning issue." The judge looked at him, paused, then stood. Silence. He walked slowly down from the bench toward Harold, and then, with military precision, he raised his right hand and saluted, but not as a judge, as Lieutenant Colonel James R. Whitaker. "Retired?" The courtroom gasped. One woman covered her mouth. The young attorney who had laughed earlier turned pale. "I served in Kandahar," the judge said softly, "and I'd give anything to stand alongside men like you again." The case was dismissed within 5 minutes. The judge even cited a special provision to protect veteran organizations on private property. As Harold turned to walk out, every single person in that courtroom, even the opponent's lawyer, stood and applauded. Outside, the veterans community held a quiet flag ceremony that evening, and this time, dozens of new faces joined. Families, students, strangers who had read about the courtroom moment online. Harold never asked for applause. He just wanted to protect memory. To this day, if you drive past the old brick building on Maple Avenue at 6 a.m., you'll hear the sound of wind catching cloth, a flag being raised. Not in defiance, but in remembrance, and on the wall inside, next to the photograph of 5 fearless boys in burning sand, there's a plaque that reads, "Let them laugh, we still stand. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts below." What do you want people to remember about our veterans? And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories of honor, sacrifice, and the courage that refuses to be forgotten.